Welcome back, everyone. After doing exploration for about a week now, I've collected enough experience to make a guide for it, so I really hope that this will help you for this part of the game. I will first start with the ships that I like to use. Now, we received the exploration frigates, and of course the other exploration cruisers, and of course the battleship, Sister of Eve. They are the best ships for this purpose. Now, at the moment, they are quite expensive, so I'll show you some other ships that are also very good for that. One ship that is very interesting is the Sunensis, a free ship that we did receive for the anniversary. Now, this ship is very interesting. It is a destroyer, so it's a very small ship that has some very unique bonuses. You don't have any skill per level bonuses, but you have pretty decent roll bonuses on this ship that I will show you in a moment. Overall, if you don't have a exploration frigate or any other ship for this one is free, so you can use it, it will work. There are the bonuses, pretty much all bonuses on all weapons, and of course these two, they are very good for scanning. It will improve the range of stuff that you can scan in space. So for a starter ship, if you don't have any other ship for scanning, this one will get the job done. Of course, bonuses alone are good, but you can also improve that by rigs. You can place the gravity rigs that will further improve your scanning range. Now, currently I don't use this ship for scanning. I currently don't know what to do with this ship, but scanning is one of its purposes. You can also use it for PvP or PvE if you like. So that's the first ship, and I think what would be a lot of players' choice is a interceptor. They are amazing for this job, and if you have one of these laying around, you can modify them for scanning. They're fast, they can run through gate camps. They have a very small signature radius, which makes them also very good for scanning. And of course you can place the scanning rigs in the engineering slots. That will further improve its effectiveness. Now, my personal ship for exploration is the Astro. I used the Arby, I used my interceptor, but the Astro is just too good for this. And it's also quite expensive, one of the most expensive frigates in the game. Now, I'll show you the bonuses on this ship, and then I'll show you my fit, and I'll explain some changes that I've made on this ship. So, on to the bonuses. Now, this ship does have skill per level bonuses that are quite helpful, and here you can take a look at them. Bonus on cargo hold, scan resolution, and of course the resonance and narrow resonance scanner bonus, drone DPS, armor resistance, and roll bonuses makes this ship a very dangerous little thing, both for PvP and for exploration. It can do both without a problem. On to the fit. Well, here you can see the current fit that I have. 65.43 meters with the Explorer wide range wave resonance simulator. In theory, I should be able to scan everything in the game. 65 is a little bit overkill. You need a minimum of 70 to be able to scan literally everything. These are the analyzer modules. They are also very important, and you really want a ship that has at least 3 medium slots, because you want to have all these 3 modules installed. If you have 2 slots, then you will have to carry one in the cargo hold, and if you find a site that you don't have the module for, then you need to dock and replace the module. With 3 slots, you don't have to worry about that. On to the rigs. These are the gravity capacitor upgrade rigs. They increase, actually they reduce the scan radius, which helps at detecting a lot more stuff. I have 2 of these rigs and 1 power grid rig. The 1 power grid rig is there for PvP. If I decide to change the ship to be a combat Astro, so far works pretty well for both scenarios. might actually change that power grid rig into another gravity capacitor upgrade. Now let me show you the effectiveness of the combat scanner. 65.43 and 112. So in theory you should be able to scan everything without them noticing it. Pretty good if you want to go and hunt storyline runners or other players in null or low sec. Works pretty good for that. As for the weapons, currently I have a medium armor repair. That's the usual setup that I go with when I start exploration. I prefer defense over attack in that case. But if you don't like small missiles, you can easily place medium missiles in this ship. Now, for some reason, I think not all of my skills are working. Although I have, I think, maxed out frigates. In theory, I did the math. I should be able to use these medium missiles with a small armor repair. But unfortunately, I think I need something like 5 or 6 power grids, something like that. So that kind of did not go according to plan. So yeah, here we go. I need 4 power grids. I thought about using, yeah, it still will not fit in. So instead of using these medium missiles, I can also place rapid missile launchers that use less power grid. And I can fit Republic fleet ones. In this case, they're good for defense. Also good if you want to use the ship for PvP. But in the end, I still prefer to use a medium armor repair. It does make this ship a lot more tanky, which I think is more important when you are doing sites, because in most cases you are going to fight other frigates, interceptors, exploration frigates, and the other tier 10 exploration frigates. But overall, these are the rest modules, and also works very well without any problems. And I'm also very happy with the DPS that I'll be slowly improving. Okay, well, that was on the first part. Now let's actually go and scan some sites to show you what you have to look out for. Now, usually when you scan these sites, you are going to be seeing this window, and in most cases you are going to find the current, I think they're called era sites. I actually have no idea what they're called, but they are literally everywhere, and they usually have very similar signatures. Now, I'll also be showing you how a relic or a data site signature looks that you should look out for. All of these signatures here are mostly these weird event sites that I don't do, but they're there, I guess. Good for practice, to be honest, because they can be rather difficult to scan down. So, no sites here. Let's go through the next gate, and I'll be launching the scanner over there. You can do this in low sec, high sec, null sec, everywhere. The result should be mostly the same. Okay, let's go towards the next gate. Let's launch the scanner and let's see what we will pick up. I usually scan while warping. That way I am saving time, and I am moving faster towards the next destination. Now, the whole mini game sometimes can require practice, so currently you can take advantage of these era sites and practice on them. So this is not going to be a site. Usually, if it's only one signature, then it's either a weird belt or it's something else. This might be something, but it is a rift, so it's not that interesting. Now this might be a site. We're about to find out. Sites usually have these interesting looking signatures that can sometimes be difficult to crack open, but with practice and patience you are going to get them. And I get a decayed Serpentis collision site. Oh, okay, let's go towards that one. Now I usually scan everything
Warp drive
because
active.
sometimes the signature of a site can be similar to a era rift, so just because those weird things can happen, I advise to scan down all signatures in the system. And we have Serpentis remains. That might be a valuable box. Now, usually, as the difficulty goes on, the reward should go on as well. So, in low sec, in the lower low sec, if I can call it like that, the rewards should be very good. Now, fun little fact: I actually made more ISK in low sec than in null sec with scanning. Even though, by theory, that should not be the case, but in the end, everything is currently random, so you can scan in null and low sec both, combine the effort, and you can profit out of these sites pretty easily. Now, as for the modules, the Mark 7, Mark 9 are good if you're starting. I really recommend that you get the faction ones because you really will need them for the higher tier boxes, because the Mark 7 and Mark 9 analyzers just don't have enough strength to open the level 3 and up boxes, and you are potentially missing out on some very nice loot. So in the end, if you can afford the faction analyzers, go for it. It's absolutely worth it for now. I did that and I made a lot of ISK with them. I did miss a lot of boxes while using the Mark 7 analyzers, so just keep that in mind. Alright, well, sorry for that. This is a relic site. Now usually if you have to scan a data shard or things like that, that's gonna be a data analyzer. If you see debris, rubbles and remains, that's going to be a relic analyzer. They are two different modules which basically do the same thing. They both crack open boxes, so they work for the same purpose. It's just different sites. That's why you need to have at least 3 medium slots for your ship. Most ships have that, so you don't have to worry about that too much. And here you can also find very nice stuff. Now both kind of give very similar loot, and both are definitely worth. Oh man, my throat is not easy on me today, and my apologies for that pause there. So both of these sites, or both of these types of sites, do give very similar loot. Both of them can give you blueprints, some of them can give you rigs, some of them can give you some parts that are also very important and very valuable. In my case, I made most of my ISK with blueprints, and of course by finding some shards, not shards but data cores, of course some items that were very expensive. And I really need to show you my station where I leave all that stuff. I think I have around 5 or 6 billion just there. I actually have no idea. I have to go and check on that one day, if I don't forget. Now, when you are scanning, always pay attention to the local. Always pay attention to the surroundings. You don't want to get stuck on a invisible wall. Sometimes there are invisible walls here and your ship can get stuck to them. If you are in a cover-top ship, you want to have at least 2+ kilometers distance from any object around you, so that you can cloak in case something jumps in that is potentially dangerous. In my case, I had to cloak maybe 3 times so far. I had a couple encounters with other players in these sites. It's either they warp off or I cloak and they warp off. So far, I only had like one PvP, and that was with a magnet explorer. I had forced that ship to warp out, and I had all the site for myself. These sites have potentially the chance to be a PvP hotspot, so always be careful. If there are multiple players from the same corporation or same alliance in the system, then warp in cloaked at a safe distance, because I'm pretty sure some of them will be camping these sites for victims. I know that I would do that, and I probably will do that very soon when I get my hands on a Stratius. That's why I like to fly this little ship for these sites. I think it's really better than the Stratius for exploration, at least. Stratius is a little bit better for PvP, while Nestor is very good for support, which is kinda weird, because Sister of Eve should be a exploration faction. But the Astra fulfills that duty just fine. Absolutely better than the tier 10 exploration frigates. That's a era site, okay. Now this should be I hope a data site. I'm not quite sure. We will find that out shortly. Now I know the question where to find these sites. Well, that's a very difficult question to answer, because these sites spawn everywhere, ranging from high sec to null sec. Now, how am I so successful at finding them? I know a lot of people did ask me that. Well, usually my roams last for hours. I pick one specific day where I think the traffic in the game is lowest, and then I just start from one system and I end at another system. Usually it lasts from 3 to 5 hours. Of course, that's mostly AFK, me traveling from system to system and just scanning and looking at the signals. But my advice would be to look at dead-end systems. Now, in the upper left corner here, I will put the game map, and I will also show you some of the systems that you can take a look at. Of course, they're just examples. They might not have all sites in, because they spawn in randomly. But look out for dead-end systems, and look out for low populated areas in the game, because the higher the player count in a region, in a system, then the higher chances is that they probably did already decode all boxes and that they've done all sites in that region. Now, they do spawn at specific hours, at specific times, so your best chance at finding these sites would be at a low populated area, low populated system, region, or far deep null, where I did go there, and it was pretty empty, but did not find a lot of very expensive stuff there. Again, I made most of my ISK literally from low sec, which is very weird. I don't know how, but it is what it is. Now here I have one in local that I have that feeling that I'm being looked at. So I always keep the PvP window up just in case something unpredictable happens. If it's a exploration frigate, I'll destroy it. If it's an interceptor, depends if that interceptor is built for scanning, I'll destroy it. If it's built for PvP, I will cloak, because I don't have any webs, I don't have any scrams. I am tanky, that's true, and my drones are fast, but I wouldn't risk this ship. So that's what I do. Those are like my tactics for this. Now, pay close attention to this specific layout. This station here has invisible walls. Sometimes you can find them in Scout or Inquisitor anomalies. Stay away from the corners of of this station. I know I said corners while the station has spheres, but the hitbox, the invisible walls, are literally like a cube, like a box. So you want to be away from that station, and always don't be in this position. I would prefer to be on the other side of that Serpentis debris, of those Serpentis debris, and they're also a relic site. For some reason, I did not stumble upon a data site, but they're mostly working the same way, so you don't have to worry about that too much. It's literally just different name. The modules work in the same way. Now here I should be safe. I am away from the station. Do not be close to that specific map, to this specific layout, because trust me, I got stuck before, and it took me some time and effort to get out from those invisible walls. Now don't worry about those boxes exploding, unless it is a explosive site. If it's an explosive site, do not let the box explode. I just don't know when they will implement explosive damage. In EVE Online, they do 5000 explosive damage on your ship if it explodes. So, yeah, just be prepared now, and if you fail 16 times at opening a explosive crate, and don't go all the way to 0, because at one point they will definitely implement them exploding and doing damage to your ship. That would be quite uncomfortable if if the box explodes and takes your ship with it. So the explosive sites can be tricky, but for now they should be safe. I hope. I've been told that the boxes don't do damage to your ship when they explode, but I'm absolutely sure in the future they will explode. So just be cautious about that. Now I have 2 of these left, and there is still 2 in local. So my finger already on the cloak. I'm just waiting for someone to pop in. Now you can see a lot of asteroids here, and be sure to keep range from them, because asteroids can keep you away from cloaking. Can be dangerous if a PvP pilot jumps in while you are doing this. So that's also one thing to look out for. Well, one attempt. Looks like I'm going to destroy 2 boxes in this site. Well, that was unfortunate. That was weird. That was weird. Usually I open these boxes without a problem, but I guess the game does not wanna allow me to do that this time. So I'm just gonna slowly... I'm trying not to go through the station. I know I'm gonna get stuck if I get close to that thing, so let's just do this. And then I can... Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I tell ya? What did I tell ya? There we go. Interceptor. 90 kilometers away from me. Yeah, they are built for scanning, I believe. Yeah, they warped off. Well, I really don't have to collect that one box, right? And there is a little spike in local, so not quite sure if they're after me or something. So if that happens, if you get jumped, you can stay cloaked until the coast is clear, or you can warp out. You know, just for safety. But if you are cloaked, then I recommend that you wait out for the players to leave, and then you can safely continue with the scanning. Alright, well, that was fun. Hope that it was helpful. I tried to cover the most important aspects of exploration and scanning. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I will definitely respond to all of them. And if I missed anything, or if something gets changed in the future, I'll definitely address that in another part. With that being said, hope that you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.